Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Prajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Prajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Gaura Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Gyan Virandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadadi Swavadantigam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udabadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Niti Namine Srivarshavanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojjala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddhapa Siddhanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Shadvairagyamurtaye Pralambat Bode Pajambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumesvam निर्देशा सज्जन प्रियः वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महादान्याय कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य भक्तात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। जयतां सुरतोर्भङ्गुर्मन्दमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्वापदाम्भोजो राधामदनमोहनो दिव्यद्वृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमादः श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवौ प्रश्रालिभिस्सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवटतटस्थितः कर्षं वेणुस्वनैर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथः श्रियेस्तु नः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So welcome all of you to this Sunday peace program in English language, and I'm very happy to see the number of devotees attending is gradually increasing. And since Poornima is coming, so we'll discuss about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Tattva. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, who has come in the form of a devotee. When Krishna becomes a devotee, he is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it is the simplest understanding of Chaitanya. Of course, we have more elaborate understanding of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we have three scriptures which primarily talk about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Or primarily we get information about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from three scriptures. One is known as Chaitanya Charitamrita, written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Other is Chaitanya Bhagavat, which is written by Vrindavan Das Thakur. And the third one is Chaitanya Mangal, written by Lochan Das Thakur. So Chaitanya Charitamrita is the Tattva Grantha, means it talks about the philosophy more. Of course, pastimes are also there, but it is more philosophical, because it explains the meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. आप दोनों बच्चे आगे बैठिए, इधर एक बैठे, इधर बैठे. Come here. Not on the sofa. You sit there, this side. Yeah, sit. So Chaitanya Charitamrita is a Tattva Grantha. It talks about the philosophy. Rather, it explains the confidential meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Chaitanya Charitamrita becomes the commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. Who knows Bhagavatam best? Only Radharani knows Bhagavatam the best. Because Radharani, she is Adhishtata Devi for Srimad Bhagavatam. When you have this beautiful verse which is recited before Bhagavatam, that is Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Yasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. So this verse, in this verse you have Narayanam Namaskritya. Before Narayana there is no adjective of Deva. But Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Yasam So how can there be adjective for Saraswati as Devi? Now Devim Saraswatim, and there is no Deva behind Narayana, before Narayana. So that means Devim Saraswatim doesn't refer to one person as Devi Saraswati. It refers to two personalities. One is Saraswati, other is Devi. Who is that Devi? It is Srimati Radharani. So she is the Adhisthata Devi for Srimad Bhagavatam. So she is the Adhishthatri of Srimad Bhagavatam. So who knows about Bhagavatam better than Radharani herself? So the same Krishna, he took the mood of Srimati Radharani and came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to reveal to us the confidential meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. There are certain verses in Srimad Bhagavatam which cannot be understood by anybody else. Even Krishna cannot understand it. It can be only understood by Srimati Radharani. And it can only be explained by Srimati Radharani because many of the verses were spoken by Srimati Radharani. Like for example, Rath Yatra. Where is Rath Yatra described in Srimad Bhagavatam? Yeah, it is there. When Krishna went to Kurukshetra and met all the gopis there, Srimati Radharani caught hold of the hand of Krishna and then spoke this beautiful verse. Ahuschate nalina nama padaravindam yogeshware hridhi vichintya magada bodhi sansara kopatitottara navalambam keham jushamavani sudhyat sadhanaha. So in this verse was specifically spoken by Srimati Radharani. And the Gopi Gita and Brahmara Gita, who spoke these verses? These verses were spoken by Radharani herself. And who else can actually speak about Bhagavatam than Srimati Radharani herself? So Srimati Radharani's mood was taken by Krishna and came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that is how the Chaitanya Charitamrita describes. That is why if somebody wants to really understand Bhagavatam, first they have to study Chaitanya Charitamrita. Without studying Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is no way that one can understand Srimad Bhagavatam. And not only that, you have to study Chaitanya Charitamrita to understand Bhagavatam. To understand Chaitanya Charitamrita, you should have your heart, simplicity of the heart should be there. Without simplicity of the heart, nobody can understand Chaitanya Charitamrita. So to get the simplicity of the heart, what one has to have? One should study Chaitanya Bhagavatam. So by studying Chaitanya Bhagavat, you get the simplicity of the heart. And by the simplicity of the heart, you have enough intelligence to understand Chaitanya Charitamrita. So in the light of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam can be understood. Actually, Bhagavatam is spoken by many people before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. But no one has given such a commentary, the highest voltage of Bhagavatam. The highest voltage of Bhagavatam was reached only by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers, because it is a description, the Vyakhyana given on Bhagavatam by Srimati Radharani herself. So that is why Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavatam are actually in one sense prerequisite for studying Srimad Bhagavatam. Like you have the book of Bhagavatam and you don't have the light under which you can study the book. How will you study? Any book you require a light. So the meaning of the essential or the confidential meanings of Bhagavatam are revealed under the light of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that's how only the Gaudiyas, they have the highest understanding of Srimad Bhagavatam. They know how to relish Srimad Bhagavatam because they are following the footsteps of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Krishna in the mode of Srimati Radharani. So Chaitanya Charitamrita has got three kandas, Adi Leela, Madhya Leela and Anta Leela. Chaitanya Bhagavat also has three kandas, that is Adi Kanda, Madhya Kanda and Anta Kanda. The difference is in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, you have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pre-sannyas pastimes elaborately described. So two kandas, Adi Kanda and Madhya Kanda, describes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pre-sannyas pastimes. And the post-sannyas pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are described only in one kanda in Chaitanya Bhagavat. Whereas in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the pre-sannyas pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are described only in the one kanda, the Adi Kanda. And the other two kandas, or the Madhyalila and Antarila, talks about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's after sannyas pastimes. The post-sannyas pastimes are described there. So in this way, we have a brief overview of these two, especially these two books, that is Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat. So for today, we will focus on Chaitanya Charitamrita. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, the first chapter, the first 14 verses, they are considered to be the Mangala Charan of the entire Chaitanya Charitamrita. So these 14 verses are surcharged with the entire Chaitanya Charitamrita. So those who have these Chaitanya Charitamrita in your mobile, you can see these verses as we recite these verses. In these verses, the first 6 verses talks about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we will be focusing our discussion today exclusively on these first 6 verses, though we are going to recite all the 14 verses, because it is a tradition that we chant the 14 verses of Chaitanya Charitamrita as a Mangala Acharan for the entire book. Once, I think a few days back, I was in Chandigarh. At that time, it was Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's appearance day. So, on that day, while giving a class on Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, I mentioned one pastime, very interesting pastime. Once, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was giving a class in a mutt which is on the bank of river Ganga. So all of a sudden, after the class, there was an earthquake. So when the earthquake came, the water was overflowing the banks and it flooded the entire area. Then Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur told a very interesting point. He told that when your house is being drowned by the flood, what do you do? When the flood water is coming to your house, you go on the terrace. Before you go to the terrace, what you do? You try to take the most valuable things. Do you go and say, okay, I kept my plastic cover there, I kept my purse there, I want to save it? No. You directly go to the wardrobe, open it, you have all the jewelry, and you take it and save it because it is very precious. The most precious things you try to save when the flood comes. Now, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur told, what is the thing which you are going to save? Because the whole world is being flooded. And what is the most precious thing which you should save? So it is Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now you took these 3 books on top of the building and the water is raising and raising and raising. And now it so happens that you had to drop one of the books. What will drop? Bhagavad Gita. Then still the water went on raising to such an extent that you can hold only one book. Then what will drop out of the Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita? You will drop out Bhagavatam. Then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur told, because of the flood in the entire world, the whole earth, every house got destroyed. All your mobiles are lost. All your certificates are lost. All your notes, currency notes are lost. All your property papers are lost. Your house is lost. Everything is lost. But if you have Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you have saved that, nothing is lost. If Chaitanya Charitamrita is there, nothing is lost. On the other hand, if Chaitanya Charitamrita is not there and the whole world has been protected, everything is lost. There is no use of it. So these are the words of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So that is a speciality of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Like for example, in your house you have everything but no Chaitanya Charitamrita, then no use of your house. If you have Chaitanya Charitamrita and you don't have any house, but still everything is there with you. So that is the speciality of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, as I have told, the first 14 verses are the Mangalacharan. I am going to recite these verses. You just hear, and if you are able to recite along with me, it's fine. It is Adi Leela, first chapter, verse number 1 onwards. Vande Gurunnisha Bhaktan Isham Ishavatarakan Tat Prakashan Tat Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sanjakam Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sahodito Gaudode Pushpavanto Chitro Sando Tamonudo Yadadvaitam Brahmopanishadi Tadapyasya Tanubha Ya Atmantaryaya Purushaha Iti Sosyam Shavaibhavaha Shadaishwaryai Purno Yahya Bhagavan Saswayam Mayam Na Chaitanyat Krishnat Jagadi Paratattvam Paramiha Anarpita Charim Chirat Karunayavatirna Kalo Samarpaidum Natojjala Rasam Svabhakti Shriyam Haripurata Sundara Judikadamba Sandipitaha Sadarade Kandare Spruhatvaha Sachinandara Radha Krishna Pranay Vikritirladini Shakti Rasmad Ekatmanava Vibhu Puradeha Vedam Gatoto Chaitanyakyam Prakadamaduna Tadvayam Chaikyamaptam Radha Bhavajati Sulitam Nomi Krishna Swarupam Sri Radhaya Pranayamaima Kidrishovana Swadhyoyi Nadbhutamadrima Kidrishova Madiyaha Saukyam Chasya Madanabhotah Kidrisham Vittilobhat Tadbhavadyasmajani Suchigarbha Sindhu Harindu Sankarshana Karano Toishai Garbhodashai Chapayobdishai Sheshaschasyam Sakalasa Nitya Nandakyaramam Sharanam Mamastu Mayatite Vyapi Vaikuntha Loke Purneshware Shri Chaturvyuha Madhye Rupam Yasyodbhati Sankarshanakhyam Tam Shri Nityanandaramam Prapadhye Maya Bharta Janda Sangashrayangah Seti Sakshat Karanam Bodhi Madhye Yasekam Shri Pumanadi Devas Tam Shri Nityanandaramam Prapadhye Yasyam Sham Shah Shilakarbhodashahi Yennab Jam Loka Sangata Nalam Loka Sushtu Sutikada Madatus Tam Shri Nityanandaramam Prapadhye Yasyam Sham Sham Shah Paramatma Kilanam Poshta Vishturbhadi Dugdhabdishahi Shaudni Bhartas Yatkalasya Tam Shri Nityanandaramam Prapadhye Mahavishtur Jagat Karta Mayaya Shrijatyadaha Tasyavatare Vayam Advaitachari Ishwaraha Advaitam Harinadvaitat Acharyam Bhakti Samshanat Bhaktavataram Ishamtam Advaitachari Mahashriye Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupaswarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. So these are the 14 verses, out of which the first 6 verses we are going to discuss today. Now the first verse is Vande Gurun Isha Bhaktan Isham Mishavatarakan Tat Prakashant Tat Shaktihi Krishna Chaitanya Sanjakam. Vande Gurun means I pay my obeisances to whom? Gurun. Gurun means many gurus. It is a plural, not one guru. So out of many gurus, there are 4 categories. The first category of guru is first among the 4 categories of guru is the Vartma Pradarshaka Guru. Vartma Pradarshaka Guru or a Pada Pradarshaka Guru. One who showed the way to Krishna consciousness. One who brought you to the temple. So he is the Vartma Pradarshaka Guru. And that Guru is also very important. Sometimes we forget the person who introduced us to Krishna consciousness. Villamangal Thakur in Krishna Karanamrita, in the very first verse, he pays obeisances to a prostitute. So, how can you say that? A very exalted person like Villamangal Thakur, why is he paying obeisances to a prostitute? Because she became his Vartma Pradarshaka Guru. The story of Villamangal Thakur is like this. Villamangal Thakur was very much attached to one prostitute. Every day he used to go and meet her. And the day when his father died, so he took his father to the dead body, to that crematorium, and then he put the fire. Generally you had to wait till the entire body is burnt. But still he was so attached to this prostitute. Just he put the fire and he came running. Just imagine the day his father died. Even on that day also he could not just wait without meeting the prostitute. And it was heavily raining. And he somehow, Krishna river was flooded and he just jumped into the river. He caught hold of something and crossed the river. Actually what he caught hold was a dead body. A dead body was floating, he caught hold of it and crossed. And he came to the house of the prostitute, the bungalow, and it was locked. Because the prostitute thought today he is not going to come anymore. Because today his father died and heavily raining. How can he risk his life to come here? That way his father has died. So she had locked the door. What happened? Vilamangal Thakur, he caught hold of a snake which was hanging onto the tree and jumped and fell inside the house. He was unconscious, and these prostitute and her friends, whole night they sang Gita Govinda and he became conscious. When he became conscious at that time, the prostitute told Vilamangal Thakur that what kind of man you are, the amount of affection what you have for me, even the slightest of that affection what you have for me, if you have for Krishna, your life would have been delivered. So immediately his consciousness, his mind became completely bewildered. And he thought, oh yes, what she is saying is true. He left her and then immediately went to Somagiri. And there he took sannyas from Somagiri. So who became the cause of he taking shelter of Somagiri? This prostitute became the cause of it. And that is how this prostitute was paid obeisances by Vilamangal Thakur. That is why he says, Chinta manirjayati somagirir gurur me siksha guruscha bhagavan shikipicha molihi. So the siksha guru is Bhagavan himself. But who is the Vartna Pradarshaka Guru? The Vartna Pradarshaka Guru is none other than Chintamani, who is a prostitute, who helped Vilamangal Thakur to take shelter of Krishna. So now the second category of Guru is who? He is Chaitya Guru, who is in your heart as Paramatma. The Paramatma is shouting at you, chant, don't look at your mobile. Don't engross your mind in playing these mobile games, a waste of time. What are you doing with your Facebook? Book on your face. Why all these things? This is all total nonsense. The Paramatma is shouting at you, read Bhagavatam. Why Tom and Jerry? Like that. But you are not listening to him. Why you are not listening? Because you are not able to hear what he is shouting. Because our heart is conditioned. It is covered by the modes of nature. Because of the covering of the modes of nature, the Supreme Lord who is there in our heart, who is constantly telling us and trying to explain the importance of devotion, the chanting, still we are not hearing him. The reason is we are covered with the modes of nature. Sometimes people use this word, conscience, my conscience says. Nonsense, your mind says that. Your mad mind says that. There is nothing like that. It is not the God who is telling. My God is saying from my heart. No God. Even if he is saying, he says that you should chant, but you are not able to hear. What you are hearing is your mind, which wants to cheat you. So because Chaitya Guru, who is actually speaking to you, you cannot hear him. The same Guru, Chaitya Guru, Paramatma, comes out in the form of your Siksha Guru and Diksha Guru. Siksha Guru and Diksha Guru. So we have Vartna Pradarshaka Guru. Then you have Chaitya Guru, who is Paramatma himself. Then you have, the third one is Siksha Guru and Diksha Guru. And for us, who is the original Siksha Guru for all of us? The 6 Goswamis are the original Siksha Guru. And who is the original Diksha Guru for all of us? Nityananda Prabhu. So the original Siksha Guru are the 6 Goswamis. And the Siksha Guru teaches us what? He teaches us how to serve Krishna. That is known as Abhideya. He teaches us how to practice Bhakti. That is known as Abhideya. So Abhideya, Jnana, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed the Abhideya Jnana through the discussions which he had with the Rupa Goswami. In the Rupa Siksha, which is found in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we get the Abhideya Jnana. And who is the Abhideya Adideva? It is Radha Govinda. Radha Govindji is worshipped by Rupa Goswami, and Abhideya Jnana was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to all of us through whom? Through Rupa Goswami. Conversation with Rupa Goswami. Now, the Siksha Guru is actually none other than one who is representative of the six Goswamis. And not only is representative of six Goswamis, he is teaching us the Abhideya Jnana. Now, going further, you have Sambandha Jnana. Who is the original Sambandhacharya for all of us? It is Nityananda Prabhu, who is none other than the original Diksha Guru. So what does the Diksha Guru do? He establishes our Sambandha, our connection with Krishna. Everybody has some relative or some relationship with someone other. Actually, all these relationships are temporary. They are only going to give you frustration. Anyone you have a relationship, that person gives you frustration, because not only it is frustrating, it is actually the cause of our bondage. And they are not permanent. So many friends you had in your childhood, later on they are lost. You had new friends, then they are lost, they will be lost one day. Somebody say, oh, she is my girlfriend, she left, you cry, no, okay, now. What is the use? Because it is temporary. What is the use of having the relationship in this world? There is only one relationship that we have, which is eternal, that is with Krishna. And who is going to teach us that this subject of our relationship with Krishna, the eternal relationship with Krishna, that is Diksha Guru. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed the Sambandha Jnana to all of us through Sanatana Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami worshipped Radha Madan Mohan. And that is how Radha Madan Mohan becomes the Sambandha Adideva. The third Jnana is Prayojana Tattva. It is. Prayojana Tattva was revealed to the entire world by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Ramanand Rai. And Ramanand Rai did not become Acharya for Prayojana Tattva. Saghunath Das Goswami became the Acharya for the Prayojana Tattva. And Madhu Pandit, he worshipped Radha Gopinath, who is the Adideva for the Prayojana Tattva. So if you know what all I spoke within Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojana, practically you have known half of our Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. So it is surcharged. The entire Vedic knowledge is presented by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by these three categories: Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojana. Sambandha Acharya is Diksha Guru, and Diksha Guru is Sambandha Acharya, and Diksha Guru is what? He is actually Abhideya Acharya, one who teaches us. That is why we pay obeisances to our spiritual masters. The four categories of spiritual masters, who are they? Vartma Pradashak Guru. Number 2, Chaitya Guru. Number 3, Siksha Guru. Number 4, Diksha Guru. So, Vande Gurun Isha Bhaktan, Isham Nishavatarakan, Tat Prakashan, Tat Shakti, Krishna Chaitanya Sanjakam. So, let us know Pancha Tattva. We have this Pancha Tattva. In the middle, who is there? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there. On the right side of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is there? Nityananda Prabhu. And on the right side, Nityananda Prabhu is there? Dvaitacharya. And on the left side of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there? There is Gadadhar Pandit. On the left side of Gadadhar Pandit, who is there? Srivastava. So among these Pancha Tattva, the first three, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and other two Prabhus, that is Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya, these two, who are they? They are Prabhus. These three together become the absolute truth. Paratattva, they manifested in these three forms. They are Vishnu Tattva. And then you have Gadadhar Pandit, who is none other than Radharani's Anshavatar, Shakti Tattva. And then you have Narada appearing as Srivas Thakur. So when you see the Pancha Tattva, you should see them very nicely. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar and Srivas. Plus Guru. the Guru Samuha, these are the 6 tattvas, the Guru Tattva plus the Pancha Tattva, they are being paid obeisances in the first verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now let us go to the second verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Among the 5 plus 1, the 6 tattvas, 2, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, are specifically worshipped in the second verse. Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sahodito Gaudodaya Pushpavanto Chitro Sando Tamonudo. Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sahodito Saha Udito. Both of them, they arose. Saha Uditoha. Uditaha means they arose. Where Gaudodaya. Very interesting. You know why we are called Gaudiyas? Why we are called Gaudiyas? There are many reasons why we are called Gaudiyas. But one of the very interesting reasons why we are called Gaudiyas has been described by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur himself. He says, one of the names of Madhvacharya is Gauda Purnananda. Since we are followers of Madhvacharya, we are known as Gaudiyas. Many times we say that we are Gaudiyas because Chaitanya, we are followers of Chaitanya, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Bengal. Bengal is known as Gauda Desha. That is why we are called Gaudiyas. But no, we are called Gaudiyas not only for that reason, but more confidentially we are Gaudiyas because we are followers of Gauda Purnananda, who is none other than Sripada Madhvacharya. And this is written by Srila Bhakti Thakur in the commentary to Chaitanya Charitamrita. So if you see Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will find this point. So, Gaudodaya Pushpavanto Chintaro Sando Tamonudo. These two personalities, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they are considered, they are compared to a moon. There is darkness everywhere at night. So what happens? The moon rises and removes the darkness. It is true that the darkness outside can be removed by the sun or the moon. What about the darkness inside your heart? Which moon will remove the darkness? Which sun will remove the darkness which is there within our heart? The darkness of our heart. The darkness of heart can be removed only with the light of Bhagavatam, which is compared to the sun. And that sun, it is scorching heat. It gives light also and heat also. But the same sun, the scorching heat of Bhagavatam, which is compared to the sun, when it is explained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it becomes moon. So when the moon of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu raise in our heart, then the darkness of our heart is relieved. And what is the darkness which we are experiencing? The darkness is none other than the 4 Purusharthas. The Ved Pratipadita, the Purusharthas. What are the 4 Purusharthas? Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Just imagine, in the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita itself, it is described that religion is ignorance. Just imagine the position of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Religiosity is ignorance. Dharma, Artha. What is this Artha? Economy, that is ignorance. Kama, that is ignorance. And want to speak of these things, even moksha is ignorance. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Even liberation is being described as ignorance. Actually, it is not just another ignorance. It is the highest of all the ignorance. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Moksha is the topmost of ignorance. Because in front of bhakti, these are all just ignorance. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world to deliver us from this dharma, artha, kama, moksha, and especially he wants to deliver us from moksha. Moksha itself means deliverance. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to deliver us from deliverance, from moksha, by inundating this entire world with Krishna Prema. So after paying obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, we enter into the subject of how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God. Because many people, they accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a devotee. Yes, he is a devotee, but actually he is Krishna in the form of a devotee. So, to establish that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God himself, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he speaks out this third verse. Yadadvaitam brahmopanishadi tadapyasya tanubha yatmantargyaya purushaha yesosyam shavaibavaha shadaishwarya purno yahe bhagavan sasvayam mayam na chaitanyat krishna jagati paradattvam paramiha. Yadadvaitam brahmopanishadi. In the Upanishads, you have this word called Brahman, Brahma. What is this Brahman? This Brahman is nothing other than, is nothing but the Tanubha, the effulgence coming from the body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is called Brahman. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, and when he came by taking the form of Srimati Radharani, taking the mood of Srimati Radharani, he had to accept the effulgence of Radharani. The Dhyuti, Radha Bhava Dhyuti Sualitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. I pay my obeisances to Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna Swarupa, is not Krishna's incarnation, but Krishna himself. I pay my obeisances to that form of Krishna, who came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of Srimati Radharani. When Krishna took the mood of Radharani, what happened? He had to take the effulgence of Radharani too. Why? Because your bodily effulgence is based on what mood you have. For example, somebody is very angry. What is the color of his body? Red. Because the natural color of the mood of anger is red. Now Krishna, why Krishna is dark in color? Huh? Why? He absorbed everything. He's a black hole.
Not black hole.
So black hole absorbs everything. That is it's a black hole.
Not like black hole. Light we have done, like white light. Sorry, it reflects everything.
It reflects everything. Okay, please sit down. Now, yeah. Like just now described, the color of the body, effulgence, is dependent on the mood, isn't it? Now Krishna is dark in color. Why? What is the mood of Krishna because of which he is dark in complexion? Okay, I'll give you a small clue. 5th chapter, last verse. Gita, 5th chapter, last verse. Anybody remembers? Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. Where Krishna says, Aham bhokta, bhokta aham, or aham means me, myself. Who is he? Who am I? Krishna says, bhokta. What is the meaning of bhokta? The natural color of the mood of enjoyment is dark. If you have watched very old time movies, when they focus on the show at the villain, they show him like a dark person like this. Why? Because he sees the heroine and becomes very bhokta. He gets a mood of a bhokta. So that is why he shows a dark in complexion. So the natural color of enjoyment is dark, and Krishna is the topmost and the only enjoyer. So only work which Krishna has to is enjoy. The only work Krishna has is to enjoy, whereas we have to work to enjoy. We have to work hard to enjoy, but Krishna has only one work, that is to enjoy, isn't it? He doesn't have to work to enjoy. His enjoyment is his only work. That is why he is bhokta. It's dark in complexion. Now when Krishna came as Chaitanya, he took the complexion of what? Srimati Radha. Why he had to take the complexion of Srimati Radha? Because he accepted the mood of Srimati Radha. Why Krishna has to accept the mood of Srimati Radharani?
She is loving and caring.
Why she has to accept? Why he has to accept the mood of Srimati Radharani? It is because of compassion. Why? Krishna is not compassionate? Yes, he is compassionate, but his compassion is of no use. What is this you are saying? Hey Krishna, Karuna, you're really thirsty. You're thirsty. I'll take you in front of the ocean. Sindhu, Sagar, Karuna Sagar. And then make you stand there. You're thirsty now, drink as much water you want. Can you drink? Why? So salty. So Krishna, in spite of his compassion, is like ocean. Ocean water is useless. In the same way, his ocean of compassion is also useless for you. Why? Because Krishna's ocean of compassion has salt in it. What is that salt? Yes, what is that salt? The verse which he spoke in the Bhagavad Gita. Ye yathamam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyam. The way you approach me, I reciprocate. I reciprocate similarly. If you put one step towards Krishna, then what Krishna does? What does he do? If you put one step towards Krishna, what does Krishna do? Run sacha. But according to his own words, as you approach me, similarly I'll also reciprocate. If you put one step towards Krishna, what Krishna does? You'll put one step. If you put 10 steps towards Krishna, he also put 10 steps towards you. If you put 10 steps away from Krishna, he will also put 10 steps away from you. Because that is what he told. Ye thamam prapadyante tam se bhajamyam. If you run away from Krishna, what does Krishna do? You will run away. Yes.
But I have, sorry to interrupt,
Huh.
but somewhere I have read, we indulge in materialistic things, sometimes we forget.
So you forget him, he will also forget you.
But he won't forget in our...
Even though he remembers, please sit down, even though he remembers, but he is bound by his own words. He is bound by his own words. In the age of Kali, what people are doing? They are running away from Krishna. So even if Krishna wants to deliver them, but bound by his words, he also has to. So is it compassion? Though there is a desire to show compassion, the compassion of no use. Like 1.5, 2-year-old boy. The mothers, they know very well how difficult it is to feed that boy. The child, when you want to go and feed him, what the child does? Runs away. What does the mother do? Runs behind and you have to feed. In the age of Kali, you require a person who runs behind and then feeds you Krishna consciousness. And Krishna cannot do that. Because he is bound by his own words. Isn't it? Can father feed a child? Only mother can do that. So can Krishna feed us Krishna consciousness? So for that, he had to take shelter of Radharani, accept the mood of Radharani, and that is why this dark complexioned Krishna, by accepting the mood of Radharani, he got the complexion of Radharani, which is golden. Now tell me why Radharani is golden in complexion. Let's see who has brains. Yes?
She is a symbol of love, affection.
Compassion. Because the natural quality of, the natural color of compassion is what? Golden. So Krishna took the mood of compassion of Radharani. Immediately he also became what? Gaurangi became Gauranga. So when Krishna he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he manifested his Tanubha, his Ganga Kanti, the effulgence which manifested from the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body was so powerful that everybody was completely intoxicated by it. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is being described as God, as Krishna himself. Even in the Mahabharata, you have Vishnu Sahasranama. In that Vishnu Sahasranama, there are two verses which talks about that Krishna took sannyas. Sannyasakrit chamashantu nishta shanti parayana. Suvarna varna hemango varangas chandana gati. So sannyasakrit, where it is described that Krishna came as in one of the forms, he takes sannyas. Tell me, in which form Krishna took sannyas? As Chaitanya. When Krishna came as Chaitanya, that is only in that form Krishna took sannyas. Now tell me why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas? Yes? Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas? There is an external reason for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking sannyas. The external reason is this. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so much engrossed in Krishna consciousness that when somebody came and asked him, what is the meaning of this word? What is the meaning of dhatu? He says Krishna. Somebody asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is this? He says Krishna. For everything he says Krishna. Like devotees also. If you say something, Hare Krishna. If you want something, Hare Krishna. Somebody called a devotee and told, hey, I heard your mother is not well. What happened to her? Everything is okay or not? He gets a reply, Meri maa Hari Bol ho gayi. Hari Bol has got many meanings. Just for anything you say Hare Krishna, for anything you say Hari Bol. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also like that only. Then his own student became so frustrated, they wanted to beat Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought that, see, just because I am a Grahastha and people are not paying due respect to me, and because of that they are committing so much offenses to me. So what did he do? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took sannyas. So that even the atheistic people would come and pay obeisances. And they would become devotees. So to preach Krishna consciousness, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. That is only the external reason. But what is the internal reason for which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas? Is something very interesting. It is to repay the debts, rina of the gopis. When Krishna played the flute, standing under the Vamshivat, and all the gopis, they just came running, gave up everything. They gave up everything for Krishna. Isn't it? Now what did Krishna say in the Bhagavad Gita? Ye thamam prapadyante. As people surrender to me, I also reciprocate. So if gopis have given up everything for Krishna, what Krishna is supposed to do? He should also give up everything for? But did he do it? That is why Krishna says, Na parayeham niravadya samyacham bhavadayushampi. For the entire life of Brahma, even if I try my best, oh gopis, I cannot repay the debt which I have towards you. So, you cannot repay the debt, but at least you should try to, isn't it? Suppose somebody has taken 10 lakh rupees loan from you and he has lost all the 10 lakh rupees. And you call him, hey, when are you going to take the 10 lakh rupees? He says, I'm just giving. No, don't worry, I'll give you. Now I have some money, I'll come and give it to you. Okay, whatever money is there, bring in. So he comes to your house and gives 10 rupees to you. You'll be happy about it. Though you are not satisfied, but still you feel he cannot repay my loan, but at least what is he doing? Trying. Isn't it? So Krishna, he told the gopis, I cannot repay the debt which I have, but at least I'll try. So gopis gave up everything for Krishna, and now Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and gave up everything to glorify the gopis' love for him, to glorify Radharani's love for him. So that is the internal reason behind Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking sannyas, that he wants to at least try out what? Repay the debts to gopis. So sannyasa krichamashanto suvarna varna hemango varangas chandanagadi sannyasa krichamashanto nishta shanti prayanaha. And even in the Bhagavatam, there is a description, or there are 3 verses specifically, and of course there are many other verses also. 3 verses which talk about how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. In the 11th canto, 5th chapter, 32nd, 33rd and 34th, 3 verses. There is a conversation between Karabhajan Rishi and Maharaj Nimi. Maharaj Nimi asked Karabhajan Rishi, I want to know about the Yugavatars. So now Karabhajan Rishi is describing about the Yugavatars. He spoke about Satyuga, Shukla, Varna. In Treta Yuga, Rakta Varna, red in color. In Satyuga, it is white in color. In Dwapar Yuga, it is black in complexion. And in the Kali Yuga, the Lord appears in golden complexion. So while describing about the form of the Lord in the age of Kali, Karabhajan Rishi speaks 3 verses. Very famous verses. What is that verse? Krishna Varnam Disha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yajne Sankirtana Prayir Janti Sumedasha. Then Deyam Sada Paribhavagnam Abhishtadoham Tirtaspadam Shivarinchritam Sharanyam Pratyartyam Pranatapalabhavadipodam Vande Mahapurushate Charanarabindam Tektva Sudustija Surepsitarajya Lakshmi Dharmishtar Vijasaya Dhavadharanyam Maya Mrigam Daityapsitvanvadavat Vande Mahapurushate Charanarabindam. Children come. All the children come in front. Come in front and sit. No sitting behind. All come in front here. Front. Not on the sofa. Come in front. Hey, सब बच्चे आगे होके बैठ जाओ. This is a drama, no? Done. Okay. Sit. So 3 verses which talk about Krishna. He appeared as Chaitanya, and a description of Chaitanya in the Bhagavatam. Krishna Varnam. What is the meaning of Krishna Varnam? When Krishna chants his own name, he becomes Chaitanya. When Krishna, repeat, Krishna chants his own name, he is Chaitanya. How many of you chant your own name? What is your name? I am asking you. Ananta. Okay. Anantakshaya. You go on the road, Anantakshaya. Jump it up, and what will people tell you? Gone? Just imagine Krishna came and then he was standing. Krishna. Hey. Then when Krishna chants his own name, he is Chaitanya. This is the first meaning of Krishna Varnam. Second meaning of Krishna Varnam. When Krishna makes others chant his name, what did I say? When Krishna makes others chant, then is Chaitanya. What is the first meaning of Krishna Varnam? When Krishna chants his own name is Chaitanya. Second meaning, when Krishna makes. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is jumping up and down, and then like Matta Simha is chanting Krishna. Rama Ragha Lakshmana. He is going on. And then people are stunned, seeing the tears rolling through the eyes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the golden effulgence is formed. And without they knowing, they are chanting the names of Krishna. So that is why Sa Anga, Upanga, Astra. Astra means what? Weapon. What is the weapon which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought? Chakra he brought. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Have you seen chakra in the hand of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Only Jagai saw it. Huh? No. The bodily effulgence. Hey, holy name he brought, it is a weapon. That is later. People were chanting the names of Krishna just by being conquered by the effulgence of, and effulgence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is whose effulgence? That is the weapon. That is the only weapon which can inundate the entire world. And then start chanting. So, not only Krishna came as Chaitanya and chanted, he not only came as Chaitanya and made others chant, but he also made others, he empowered others to make others chant. So whoever saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then they went to their village. Who saw them, those who saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they also started chanting. Like you come to the temple and you go back home and somebody asks you, your mother, father or brother, somebody asks you, hey, where did you go? What do you say? I went to Hare Krishna temple. What do you say? Hare Krishna temple. हरे कृष्ण टेम्पल कहीं मत जाना, हरे कृष्ण में जाओ तो तुम पगला जाओगे, ये हरे कृष्ण बोलते रहते हैं. What they are doing? So when Krishna empowers others to make others chant the holy name, that form of Krishna is Chaitanya. So how many meanings of Krishna Varnam happen now? 3. First one, when Krishna chants his own name is Chaitanya. Second, number 3, empowers. Okay, others to make others chant holy name. 4th meaning, Krishna Varnam. Varna iti means what? Describe. When Krishna appears himself and describes his holy name, how does he describe the holy name? In the form of 8 verses. What are the 8 verses? Sikshashtakam. How many of you don't remember Sikshashtakam by heart? All of you remember Sikshashtakam by heart? Oh, don't remember. So you should remember them. Sikshashtakam. We'll chant Sikshashtakam nicely. Together. Krishna Varnam. The 4th meaning is what? When Krishna chants Sikshashtakam, he is Chaitanya. Chatodarpanam bhavamahadavagnirvapanam Shreyakairava-chandrika vitaranam Midyavado jivanam Anandam buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrutaswadanam Sarvatmasnapanam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kala Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishamiha Janinanuraga Tranadape Sane Jaina Tarorapi Sahishtuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadhanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Va Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmanishwar Bhavatad Bhakti Rahetu Ki Tvai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Badidam Mam Mishame Bhavam Budau Kripaya Tava Adha Pankaja Tadrisham Michintaya Nayanam Galadashtudharaya Vadanam Gadgadaruddhaya Gira Pulakair Nichitam Vapuh Kada Tava Nama Grahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Nimeshena Chakshusha Pravurshaitam Shunyayitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahena Me Aslishava Vinashtumam Adarshanan Marmahatam Karotuva Yatha Tatava Vidadhatulam Pat Mat Prananatastu Sayeva. So Krishna Varanam, the 4th meaning, that when Krishna chants Sikshashtakam, he is Chaitanya. So now this proves that Krishna is Chaitanya. Not only that, the 2nd verse in the Bhagavatam, which talks about that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God himself. is what? Deyam sada paribhavagnam avishtadoham tirthaspadam. When Krishna comes and gives a process which can be practiced anywhere, anytime, any place, any circumstance. The process of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra can be done anywhere. Can you chant Hare Krishna in the toilet? He says no. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu one day, early morning, when he woke up, he wanted to go to the toilet. He held his tongue like this and he was holding a pot and going. One small boy came in, hey, what are you doing? Mahaprabhu, what are you doing? Mahaprabhu told, you see, my tongue always chants Krishna, 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 Krishna. And I am going to the most inauspicious place, the toilet. And the most auspicious names of Krishna is I am going chanting. How can I do that? Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also told the same. And the small boy told, okay, you held the tongue so that you cannot chant the name of the Lord. And when you are there in the toilet, at that time if you leave the body, so you should chant there also. Because holy name is what? Beyond all time, place and circumstance. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu paid obeisance to that boy and told, from today onwards your name is not Gopal, you are Gopal Guru, you are my Guru. Because you taught the philosophy of the holy name, it can be chanted in every place. And not only it can be chanted in every place, in all times, in all circumstances. Deyam sada paribhavagnam. The nature of the name of Krishna. When you chant the name of Krishna, what are you doing? You are paribhavagnam. You are avishtadoham. You are taking you are milking the prema, Krishna prema. And that is the only solution for paribhavagnam. What is that? Envy. Envy is the cause of we coming back to this world again. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, what does he say? Raga Dvesha. Raga and Dvesha are the cause of we coming back to this world again. And the Dvesha, that is the envy, that can be only nullified by Krishna Prema. Tirthaspadam. By taking shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are taking shelter of all the tirthas. Because all the tirthas are there in the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And while giving a comment to this word, Tirthaspadam, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that when Krishna comes and takes initiation in the line of Ananda Tirtha, he is Chaitanya. Tirtha, Ananda Tirtha. Pada means what? Feet. When Krishna takes shelter of Madhvacharya, he is Chaitanya. Because Chaitanya took initiation where? In the line of Madhvacharya. So, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Tirthaspadam. He gives a very interesting comment to this thing. Tirthaspadam Shiva Vrininchi Nutam Sharanyam Vrityartiham Pranatakvala Bhavabdipotam Vande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam. Now going further. Why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu come? He came and gave what to us? What did he give us? What did he give? He gave something which has never ever been given before. That is why the fourth verse of the Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Anarpita charim charat karunayavatirna kalu samarpaitamunnatojrasam swabhakti shriyam haripurata sundara dudikadamba sandipitaha sadardaya kandare spruhatavaha sachinandana. Let that Sachinandana Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always be manifest in my heart. Because he came to give us something which never ever any incarnation gave. He came to give us something which no other scripture was revealed before. No sadhu has given it before. What is that thing which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us? It is Unnata Ujjvala Rasa. What is it? Unnata Ujjvala Rasa. Rasa. What is the meaning of rasa? Meaning of rasa? Amras. Essence, isn't it? What is the essence of life? Relationships, isn't it? And the relationships in this world are temporary. So the real relationship is with Krishna. And how many kinds of relationships we have with Krishna? 5. Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. Among the 5 kinds of relationship which we have with Krishna, what is the topmost? Madhurya. Huh? Why Madhurya is the topmost? Yeah, we experience this in this world also. When the son is grown up, whole life, mummy, mummy is saying, once he gets married, what happens? Listens to the wife. Wife says, तेरी माँ बाप के साथ नहीं रहना मुझे. Then he says, Papa, मैं आपके साथ रहना नहीं चाहता हूँ. I will not stay with you. Hey, what happened to all your mummy? Madhurya. Once you experience Madhurya, Vatsalya is gone. Vatsalya is gone. So, Madhurya is the topmost. In Madhurya there are two kinds of Madhuryas. One is Swakiya and Parakiya. Swakiya bhavayati vrajate prachar. Parakiya bhavayati vrajate prachar. Swakiya is in Dwaraka and Parakiya is what? Among these two, Parakiya Rasa is topmost. Radharani and the Gopis, their relation with Krishna is the topmost. And even in the Parakiya Rasa, there are two. What are they? Sambhoga and Viyoga. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and gave us that bhakti which Srimati Radharani and the Gopis did in separation from Krishna. When Krishna left Vrindavan and went to Dwarka, at that time the kind of bhakti which was done by the Gopis of Vrindavan, that bhakti is the bhakti which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us. Hey, all the children, why are you so hyper? Shh! Come sit properly. Here, come in front. Sit down. Don't run and around here. You come here to sit and hear. This is the right time to hear. Once you become old, there is a lot of anxiety in your mind. Even if you hear, nothing goes inside. Okay? This is the time you should sit and hear properly. If you hear, then you will be good children. Otherwise, why are you sitting in the chairs? All the children get down, come and sit in front. Why are you sitting there? Come in front. Chair is for elders. Sit down. So, Krishna, when he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave us which bhakti? Which bhakti? That bhakti which was performed by Radharani and the Gopis, what? In separation of Krishna. When Srimati Radharani and Gopis, they were experiencing separation from Krishna, which is known as Vipralamba Bhava. That is what is known as Unnata Ujjvala Rasa. What is that? Tell loudly. Listen. You come and sitting here to what? Listen. Unnata Ujjvala Rasa. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us. Anarpita charim chirat karunayavatirana kalu. Samarpayatum unnato ujjvala rasam sabhakti shriyam. Oh, he gave us Unnata Ujjvala Rasa, which is the topmost in spiritual world. He gave the topmost in the spiritual world to whom? To whom? To whom? Which yuga are you in? The bottommost in the material world. And he gave the topmost in the spiritual world to whom? Bottommost. Why? When you go, you're going on the road, maybe some temple, somebody like me comes and says, Vikshandehi. What will you say? Hey, get lost, work hard. You are a stout person, a strong person. Compassion doesn't arise. The compassion in our heart increases to the extent of the person whom you are looking at, his dainyata, isn't it? His disqualification becomes the cause of your compassion, isn't it? Then you go further, you will find one person lean, thin, is not eaten anything, is no food, nothing. Then you feel so sad and say, kuch de do. Then you take this 20 rupees note. You go further, one is lying down, no hands, no legs. Just imagine. Then what happens? Seeing the degradable condition of the person, what do you see? What happens? Compassion increases. You give what? 100 rupee note. Isn't it? Then you go further. Somebody's hands and legs are cut, he has got paralysis, and he has got leprosy, no eyes. He is not even in a condition to ask, such a degraded condition. Then what happens in your heart? Compassion reaches the topmost, and you take the topmost note, 500 rupee note. So what makes your heart compassion is the degraded position of the person. So when Krishna saw people in the age of Satyuga, hey, go and do tapasya. What compassion? No compassion came. When he saw people in the age of Treta Yuga, 20 rupee note, do yajnas. When he saw people in the age of Dwapar Yuga, what was their condition? Dwapar Yuga condition? Very, very bad. But still not worst. What he gave? 100 rupee note. Highest note who got? Why? Because the more degraded the person, more samapatita prabhu, bhai mera. So he gave the highest note. What is the highest note in the spiritual world? Tell. In spiritual world, here it is 500 in India. In the spiritual world, what is the highest note? Unnata, Ujjvala, Rasa. And that is what? Which is that bhakti? What is that? The gopis and Radharani performing when Krishna? In separation of Krishna. When Krishna left to Mathura and Dwaraka, what bhakti Radharani and gopis did, that bhakti Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us. That is known as Unnata, Ujjvala, Rasa. That is the topmost currency in the... And he gave it to whom? Most degraded in the... Why? Because of compassion. And how did he give? Suppose somebody is lying on the road, both hands cut, both hands are cut, both legs are cut, he is leprosy, paralysis, blind, not even asking. You want to give 500, how will you give? You have to put that person in the pocket, isn't it? You cannot say, take. How will you take? So Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? And he went and he saw nobody is reading Bhagavad Gita. How many of you reading Bhagavad Gita? And Krishna is saying, hey, I spoke Gita and nobody is. And if somebody is reading, nobody is understanding. And somebody understood, they misunderstood. And somebody understood properly, they are not practicing. Then Krishna thought, there is no use of pravachan. What did he think, Krishna? There is no use of pravachan, there is no use of lecture. I will personally go and practice devotion and show to them. That is why Krishna, when he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he taught us devotion by practicing it himself. Swabhakti Shriyam. Now, okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, but how Krishna and Radha, they became one? That is the subject matter of the 5th verse. What is there in the 5th verse? Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikarladini Shakti Rasma Ekatmana. Actually, Radha and Krishna are one, but in front of that they are in 2 forms. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikarladini Shakti Rasmat Ekatmano Bhuvipura Deha Vedam Gadoto. For us they are Deha Vedam, but Aduna, now what has happened? They became one. When they became one, then Radha and Krishna, when they became one, they both took the form of Chaitanya. And that is why we say Radha Krishna, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna. I already described how that Radha and Krishna became one. Krishna took the what? Mood, the heart of Srimati Radharani. When he took the mood of Radharani, he had to take the color of Radharani. Radha Bhava Jyoti Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupa. So, Krishna came as Chaitanya to give topmost in to spiritual world, to bottommost in the material. That is the external reason. The 6th verse talks about the internal reason of the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are 3 internal reasons why Krishna came as Chaitanya. You want to know a story, or you are hungry? You are hungry? You are hungry? No, hunger is not there? No hunger? Okay, then I will continue. Somebody say, hey, at least one person should have told you, no, I am hungry. Yeah, you are all hungry, I know, you are hungry to hear about Chaitanya. So when Krishna, he had come as Narasimha, isn't it? He had come as? So Narasimha, on the lap of Narasimha, who is sitting? Prahlad. Oh, Narasimha is so happy to have Prahlad on his lap. When Narasimha saw Prahlad, is more happy than him. Hey, why my devotee, should be the most happiest person. How is Prahlad more happy than me? Then he thought, it is because he has a father like me. He is sitting on my lap. And Narasimha, who is my father? He saw the pillar. How can I say? I want to have father. I want to have mother. So Narasimha came as Lord Ram. He had 3 mothers, father, oh, so happy. But he thought, I don't have friends. If friend is there, Sugriva comes and says, hey Prabhu, what kind of friend is he? Friend means one you should play with. I want to play. Then he came as, then he had many friends and many wives. And also he had many Sakhis, and when he saw Radharani, then Krishna thought, the amount of love which Srimati Radharani has for me is far more than amount of love which I have for her. I want to know the greatness of her love. That is why Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanahiva. Second, then Chaitanya thought, Krishna thought, hey, I am dark in complexion. Radharani is how? And I want to know what sweetness do I have which Radharani is relishing. Swadhyo yenadbhuta mudrima kidrisho vamadiyaha. Why is she after me? Why she loves me? What is there in me? Krishna doesn't know himself. Krishna doesn't know his own sweetness. Who knows Krishna's sweetness? Radharani. So Krishna wanted to know his own sweetness. For that he had to take the mood of. Then when he saw Prahlad himself is happier than him, then he saw his devotees are more happy, Radharani is more happy, the gopis are more happy. Then Krishna thought, what is the use of me being God if I am not happy, if I don't have experience the highest happiness? The highest happiness is in bhakti. Krishna, does he experience the happiness of serving? Because he is served, he is not serving. He is getting the happiness of being served, but he doesn't have the happiness of serving. He doesn't have the happiness of doing bhakti. So Krishna wanted to experience the happiness in bhakti. That is why he took the mood of Srimati Radharani and appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Yeah, it's time, so no questions. Felicitation. Okay, fast, because all are hungry. You want a mic?
Hare Krishna, as I started initially through ISKCON Meera Road, we are having this Narasimha Institute, wherein this is totally by the mercy of His Holiness Bhakti.